they could. They consulted doctors, hoping to, of course, create a fix. After 3 years of allopathic medication and no results, they stopped all medication and turned to nature. 14 years later on, no medication, and of course, her husband is living a normal life. They were very fortunate through Duas for Shifa to come across the AIM products. Since then, Razia says that she's been blessed to help hundreds of people to heal from autoimmune conditions such as multiple sclerosis, kidney disease, hormone imbalances, pregnancies, depression, diabetes, and ADHD, to name a few. This has all been through the mercy of the Almighty. During this difficult time of COVID, Razia has and is still helping clients to boost their own immune system, getting the most amazing results for recovery from COVID with her special COVID recovery pack. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It's such an honor having you on our show.
Thank you for having me, Nafeesa. You sound like you're quite up and going today.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you about that secret a little bit later. Once we're done going through our talk, you'll understand the difference from the previous Nafeesa to the one we're having on this afternoon. I so want to thank you for joining me because I think this is such a pertinent topic, especially with COVID-19 happening. And not just that, I think a lot of the times we don't realize how important our nutrition is, as far as our health and mental health and normal physical health is concerned, how much this affects us. Let's talk a little bit about yourself and your husband's situation. I think it's very important. I mean, having a serious autoimmune condition is not something that you just fix quickly. But the product that we're dealing with this afternoon is absolutely amazing. So we're going to talk you through this talk, pen us this journey.
Okay, so in 2004 is when my husband was diagnosed with his autoimmune condition, multiple sclerosis, and he was told by his doctor, there is no cure. And in 3 years' time, you had better prepare to be in a wheelchair.
Sure.
I mean, it was scary. And we did what everybody else does. You run to the doctor and you expect them to fix you with one miracle drug. Just give me a tablet, give me something that makes sure I don't end up in a wheelchair, that I can walk, that, I won't be in and out of hospitals. I actually know what it is like to be in and out of hospitals. I know what it is like to be sitting there by the doctor and, you got all your hopes pinned on the doctor. Fix me, fix my husband, do something for us. We never expected this because the thing is nobody expects, any type of sickness will hit them. We live our life eating our normal junk food. Honestly, we eat junk. And Nafeesa, going into COVID, patients have been hit really hard with COVID.
Yes.
And one of these reasons being, before COVID, we got one of the highest incidence of heart disease. We have the highest rate of diabetes. We have high blood pressure. We have autoimmune conditions. Today, every second person is MS or fibromyalgia or lupus. Okay, a lot of the toxins are coming from the food we eat, the environment, but we can't take care of ourselves. So when that happened to my husband, we were in the medical group, fix us. And then I realized after 3 years, he's still declining, and nothing is happening. But at that time, I already made diet changes, and he wasn't declining as fast as others. And the doctor said to us, he said, if I can only show your results to my other clients, I'm really surprised.
Right.
But I'm sitting there, and while he's consulting with us, he's a top neurologist. He was head of Daraguana Hospital at the time. While he's discussing with us, he's got a Diet Coke in his hand. And I'm looking at a Diet Coke and I'm thinking to myself, if you only know what junk you're drinking,
Right.
So my husband was like, okay, he wasn't declining as fast. He was not getting better, but he was not declining as fast. 3 years came, he was not yet in a wheelchair. But that's when we decided, I said, all they told us is the only thing you can do is cortisone treatment. That's all you need to. So every 6 months, he's into hospital, on the drug, come out, worse off. I do the nutritional part, he recovers again, and in 6 months, and he does it again. And then after 3 years, I told him he's not doing this anymore. And he said, you're not my doctor. You can't tell me I must stop it. I'm going to be in a wheelchair, not you. So I said, well, if you want to continue going for this poisonous treatment, then make your way there. I'm not going with you. And I didn't go. And, it was Ramadan. We missed that treatment, and he found that he was fine. And then a year passed, and 2 years passed, and 3 years passed, and we just increased nutrition. But at that time, I was doing a lot of synthetic supplements, grabbing anything I can get from this and here, there,
Right.
but juicing, cooking healthy food, seeing that he gets all his greens and all his color vegetables, which was a lot of work for me. But it meant that we're not going to hospitals, we're not going to doctors, and he's doing fine.
Right.
And then, alhamdulillah, I always tell people, make dua for shifa. Make dua for shifa. It doesn't mean that you're going to just get cured overnight. But Allah Ta'ala can cure you overnight.
Right.
But shifa may be your answer in where your shifa lies. And I firmly believe that for us, it lies in the AIM product.
Yes.
So we were walking one day at the shopping center, and the guy was selling this AIM product. And I didn't even want it. I said, no, leave it. You're not interested.
Right.
But he knew my husband, and they were speaking, and eventually he convinced me that these are good products. I took it home, I bought it, and within days, if I tell you within days, and I think you will resonate with it, within days, my husband began to feel better.
Wow, that's amazing.
And alhamdulillah, today is 14 years, this year is 14 years gone. He's not in a wheelchair, he's in his 60s, but he is not like other Indians that have high blood, have cholesterol, are diabetic. No, we don't have all those conditions for someone our age, for granny and grandfather. We eat normal food. He loves his rice and curries, but I cook it in a healthy way. So
I agree with you there. I so agree with you because it's how the herbal and nutrition can play a part in preventing ailments. And I think it's what we put in is what we're going to get out. So I think a lot of the times we don't understand how important the herbal and the nutritional part plays in our lives as far as keeping our health is concerned. And, a healthy body and a healthy mind go together. And I think having to prevent these ailments is better than having it and then trying to cure it as such.
Exactly. And, people don't prepare ahead. We see that red flag. It may be that ache or pain. It may be that headache. It may be someone running on stress. I think you should know about that. Burning the candle at all hours of the night and just ignoring it. I've got to get this done. And especially moms are like today, with the COVID and homeschooling and all this going on, everybody's asking.
And now that we're talking about COVID, let's talk about how important this herbal and nutrition is going to play as far as COVID is concerned. Because I think people are very concerned about that part, but it's having to firstly boost our immune systems. I think that's the most important part right now, because a lot of people, I think, walking around at this point in time don't realize that the immune systems are compromised to many different conditions. And also, of course, from what we're putting in, from what we're eating and the type of lifestyles that we are living.
So true, Nafeesa. And I've got, I think, about 6 or 8 groups, and most of them are filled with over 250 people. And last week I put out a challenge. Let's do 3 days without sugar and sunflower oil. I think a handful of people put up their hands that they did the challenge.
Right.
People are too scared to give up their bread or their sugar or their fried stuff. And then when the COVID hits them, now they're busy running everywhere for help. That's not the time. And they're predicting a third wave. Inshallah, Allah save us. We do not go through that. But we're going to be in the middle of winter. We're going to be in Ramadan. And I want people to build their immune system from today. Because, when the best messages I get, alhamdulillah, I get the top messages, people making dua for me because they've healed themselves through the, the help and the aim. But the best messages I receive is when, from now on, I'm reading Salah on the ground, no more on a chair. Thanks to you, my legs are better.
Right.
As one sister sent me a message the previous year, she said, this is the best Ramadan I ever had. Because I was so well, I could concentrate on just doing my ibadat and not worried. I'm feeling miserable. I got a headache. I got no energy. My legs are paining. Yes, those, all those things can be solved through nutrition. And the thing is, nutrition comes from Allah. That is, we are going back to our roots, to the garden to get our nutrition. We're not going to a pharmacy and getting synthetic nutrition that's been man-made in a laboratory. And that is the big difference. with the end
I think
product.
that's the most important thing about the product. Is it's very natural and there's no side effects to it. And I think that's what's so phenomenal about this particular product, because what it's doing is it's giving you. Sometimes, like I say, we don't eat a balanced diet and don't realize that, you know what, we haven't. But it kind of fills that hole in and balances you out and gives you that little extra boom that you're looking for. Now, talking about that, I want to get the cat out of the bag. Last week Friday, I got a product from AIM, and it was phenomenal, because what I took, what you sent me, was the powder, the mix, and we'll talk about that. And as you know, I've been suffering from a lot of stress because I do many things in the day. And of course, that led to vertigo, which was quite bad because I seem to be getting episodes quite often. Now, let me just tell all the listeners out there, this is something phenomenal. Last week, Friday, I decided, no, this is it. I need to now get off this very serious medication that I was on that was going to give me, some really bad side effects. And of course, try this out. There's no harm in trying because it's fully herbal. And this is why you said earlier you seem to be quite zestful this afternoon. But I must tell you, I think it's from Friday only till today's only Wednesday. I can actually, I'm not going to say it's definitely, nothing is a quick fix. But the differences that I felt in myself and in my system is absolutely phenomenal. It's amazing. The type of energy that I have, it was with the amount of work, like you said, burning the midnight oil, as they say, from the types of things that I do during the day. But having to take this product, I actually look forward to taking it every morning, because I know now there's something there that's going to actually give me that boost for the day. But it's phenomenal. I must tell you, I've seen differences within days, not just, I could have actually waited and said, no, let me wait on for 2-3 weeks and see what happens. But from the second, third day on, I already started feeling these small little differences in my system, and I could actually feel it. And this afternoon, I'm feeling really great. So it goes to show, I think I'm one of these testimonials sitting over here talking about this product. But and that's why I'm saying, I think what really made it phenomenal for me was the fact that it's totally natural and herbal, and it has no side effects. And I think that was the most important thing, because people always look at that. What sort of side effects does it have? And I think from the types of pills we put in our mouths at times, we don't actually realize what we're doing to our bodies as such.
Nafeesa, we actually want to give you something that is power packed, something that is nutrient dense. Nutrient dense meaning the amount of nutrition you get in 1 teaspoon, you won't get in your whole day, honestly. And it has to be so easy that all you do is put the powders into water, drink it, and you're done. So you could be doing it, you're rushing out of your house and you take literally 30 seconds to stir it and drink it.
Right.
Or you could put it in your bottle and fill it with water and go into the car and drink it. So what you actually took was what I prepared, a special COVID prevention recovery pack. Yes, we don't make any claims, but I put through together this amazing combination of supplements. And can I just tell you what it's done for one client of mine?
Right.
Somebody messaged me, it was on a Sunday, and he's seen my status, and he said, Auntie Razia, my brother's oxygen levels are only in the 80s. They can't come out of there.
Right.
And I said, I've got the pack ready, you can collect. And he was here like in an hour's time. And
Right.
in 1 week's time, his oxygen levels went without the oxygenator from 80 to 98.
Sure.
And that is what was in your pack as well, is the ready beet powder, our beetroot powder. What our beetroot powder does, it brings up your nitric oxide, which is your oxygen level.
Right.
So once your oxygen levels come up, you know, I did other people, like one of the ulama, when people get sick, alhamdulillah, I got the pack, I sell the pack. But when it comes to our ulama, and they need us, we need them so much more than they need us. We need them for guidance. And
Sure.
I heard of them getting sick. And I contacted them and I said, yes, anything you need, more than what I tell in the COVID pack, I'm giving you everything, please just try it. And I'm telling you, with comorbidities, with high blood pressure, with being a diabetic, Within 3 days, they were coming off oxygen and all they said, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah,
Sure,
Alhamdulillah. And for me, that was enough. That was enough.
That is absolutely phenomenal. Like you said, you sent me the COVID pack, but I think let's talk about it, because it's not just meant for people that have COVID. It's also an immune booster pack. We'll call it that, because for me, as I said to you, my immune system is not all that 100% due to the vertigo issue that I had. But after starting to take this, I noticed that I'm not having any of those episodes anymore. Shukr, alhamdulillah. And it's made such a difference in the sense that it's boosted my immune system in some way. I'm only a few days down the line, but let's see how much further we get there with it. Can
I ask you a question, Nafeesa?
Sure.
How's your eating with other things now that you started giving your body some good nutrition?
You know what? You're going to scold at me, but honestly speaking, I used to eat, people like us that are really busy and do so many things in the day, as I said. Sometimes I find I'm working till 10 o'clock at night because I do the physical during the day and the reports at night and things like that. But I found myself in a situation where if I look at something that's oily or yucky, I feel yucky. I don't want to eat it. It just puts me completely off, which I find quite strange, because prior to that...
You actually find it strange, but your body is saying to you, you started to give me good, pure nutrition. You don't give me any more junk, because you actually feel sick when you eat the junk.
I really do. Right? Honestly speaking, I put a piece of a chocolate in my mouth last night, and I was like, oh, this is horrible. I don't think I want it. I rather went to actually getting a glass of juice. So it goes to show that just changing these little things makes such a difference. But I think long term we don't realize the type of impact our nutrition has on our systems. When we're young, we literally eat just about everything that comes our way, and then don't realize the type of impact it's going to have at some stage in our lives. Where our body, and everybody's bodies are different, it's going to start reacting in some way, and then, as you say, we get all these other diseases that just start stemming up from nothing that we had, and this is the importance of it. And I think AIM is an amazing product, because what it does is it balances out the issues we have without us having to in a very natural way as such. So it supplements what we should be eating, so it kind of directs us in a way.
And I think what's most important is the easiness of it. It is so easy.
True.
What was easier than stirring 2 teaspoons in a glass of water and drink it? I don't think when you started, you must have been even a bit skeptical, like most people are. Like, how is that stirring 2 teaspoons of this powder that Razia gave me? How on earth can it make me feel absolutely fantastic?
I'm not going to lie to you. I looked at this color of this drink. It was absolutely blood red. And I thought to myself, oh my word, is this something that I'm going to have to down? But trust me, it's very pleasantly tasting. That's also another thing. A lot of the times people, when they think of natural and then having to create a better system as far as their immune system is concerned. And I think this is the most important thing for us this afternoon, because COVID is here. It's not gone. And we have to, of course, take those necessary precautions. We're not saying that it's a permanent fix and you're not going to get it. Allah knows best as far as that goes. But to have it to take the precaution as such, I think it's amazing, because I can actually feel the difference in my system as we're going along. And it's probably just building my immune system up as we carrying on. So the COVID pack's not necessarily meant for people that have COVID, but people that want to boost their systems, and of course those that are recovering also from it.
Exactly. And what I want people to understand, Nafeesa, when it comes with regards to recovery, when there's a fire burning,
yes,
you have ashes.
True.
People are not removing those ashes. That's why in my COVID recovery pack, I have included the herbal release, which is a lymphatic cleaner. I'm cleaning the body out. At the same time, I'm pumping it with top-notch nutrition. That's why people are so amazed. I have one client that actually shamed her mom of 81 caught COVID, and she ordered the pack. And her mom is doing amazing with it. She hasn't been to the doctor. She wasn't admitted to hospital or anything.
Wow.
So it just goes to show. And you're speaking about nutrition being deprived and later in life you catch this or that. No, it's starting with kids. I've heard of kids that get cancer.
Really?
You get ADHD. It's so common, and people want to put their kids on Ritalin. I simply die when I hear that, because all it takes is our amazing cocoa leaves. You're never going to get a chocolate powder drink that has broccoli sprouts.
I have a family member that has a child that suffers from that, and I think that is going to be a good thing, because they are using Ritalin on him, and it is rather worrying, because as we know, there's many side effects to that.
Terrible side effects,
Sure.
So the thing is, what we need to realize is health and disease starts with the gut. So if you are sick, it started because your gut was not firing on all cylinders. And when I mean firing on cylinders, that is your immune system. That is your little army. So if you got your army up and waiting, and this COVID comes, I've spoken to people that had COVID, they've been on AIM. And it was like a breeze, they just did a bit of discomfort to them and passed on. Honestly, as severe as it is to them, it was just like it caused a bit of discomfort. I just upped my product and I recovered. I didn't even need to go for a test. Yes, I wasn't, no taste, no smell. I knew it's COVID, some really weird symptoms. But I'm not going to waste 850 rand for a test to tell me I have got it. I'm just going to up my nutritional product. And that's what happened with my grandkids. I have a granddaughter of 2 years and a grandson of 5. We do not have to worry about rushing them to a doctor. Oh, they have earache. Oh, they have a cough. They're sick. All we do is daily boost the immune system. Flora Food Probiotics start with the gut. Clean the gut out. Herbal Fiber Blend, the most amazing product. Clean the gut out. It's the same with any autoimmune condition you find today. Doctors will not look at the gut, and everything starts with the gut. The more medication they give you, the more it's going to affect your gut. It's going to throw your gut bacteria completely out of balance. So we just need to start with the gut, start building your immune system. Get your army up and ready when winter comes in Ramadan. And if you start now, Nafeesa, and during Ramadan, when you are fasting, is when your body does the most healing, actually.
Right.
They don't give you the power-packed nutrition as theory and at iftar when you're breaking. And you are fasting during the day. That is the time your immune system is going to be the most boosted. So we want to start everybody now. We want to get them healthy. We want to get them prepared. Because yes, there's medication that may stop COVID in its tracks, but it's not going to rebuild your immune system. It's not going to give you the energy you need. And it's not going to undo the previous lack of immune that you had. So you weren't well to start off in the first place. And now COVID hit, you took medication. Your recovery is not going to come. I've heard of terrible symptoms, people, anxiety, stress, stomach aches, all kinds of symptoms. But
yes,
alhamdulillah,
and that was going to be my next question, because being on the show since, of course, before lockdown, we had a segment called Your Mindset, and what was happening is, and it still is at this point in time, affecting many people from a mental point of view, because people have lost their jobs, they're in a different space to what they were before. The challenges are a lot more than what they had initially. Let's talk about that mental scenario and how we can help them get through it through certain things that we can do through nutrition.
Nafeesa, again, once again, we don't realize our second brain is sitting in the gut of our stomach.
Right.
When you're anxious, you feel it in your stomach.
Yes.
When you're worried, you feel it in your stomach. When you suffer from anxiety or depression, it actually starts with the gut. So that's what I do with people. I start them with the gut. I put that good gut bacteria. That causes their serotonin to go up. We have an amazing product called Composure to calm them down. We deal with the adrenal. So we deal with it on all levels, not just one. And then, inshallah, you see the difference. You say, okay, I don't know why. And then, like you say, we give them the product, you start getting the energy, you feel well. If you feel well,
you do well.
Physically, you feel better mentally.
Yes, that's
Obviously,
true.
if you're feeling sick, it just adds to your depression. You have no energy, it's going to add to your depression. You have aches and pains, it's going to add to your depression. So if we can get the body right, inshallah, we can get the mind right as well.
That's so true. And I think that's something great that you brought up, because the thing is, like, as I was saying, the people are in such spaces now, the anxiety levels are pretty serious at this point in time due to the types of things that they are facing. And knowing that there's something out there that's going to give them that support through what they're going through from a healthy alternative, I think that makes a lot more sense than having to go out and have an anxiety tablet.
And another overlooked nutrient in our body is magnesium. So we just have a transdermal, it's like a liquid, to bring up your magnesium levels. If you go and Google anything on anxiety, on muscle stiffness, on 300 functions of the body, you will find that they are lacking magnesium. And we have it in a simple, liquid form called Cell Wellness Restore. So you can either apply it to your body, or you can soak your feet in there, or you can soak in the bath. It strengthens your bones, it strengthens your teeth. But when your magnesium levels are up, your entire body relaxes, your muscles stop spasming, it goes to your brain, it calms the brain down. So it's not just running for, maybe an antidepressant or a tablet. Just look after your body. Give it some nutrition. Give it some quality nutrition. Take time out to go into the sun. Go and do some grounding. Go and walk barefoot. Go into the garden. And all these things will lead to a holistic way of living and healing. And then cut back on the sugar. We're too fixated on our Ramadan is coming, 100 samosas and pies and all 10 different types of savories. What is that going to do to your immune system during Ramadan? And Allah forbid that thirsty comes and it's winter. We should rather think of spending the money. I know, a lot of people will say, I don't have the budget this month. I'm spending it all on samosas. Honestly, I spend it all on savories.
Right.
Spend that money, invest in yourself, invest in your health, because today you can ask the richest person when they're in hospital. There's nothing that's really going to help them guaranteed to get their immune system up. So spend that money now and build your immune system and be healthy and happy, inshallah.
Yeah, that's so true. I totally agree with you there. We have a voice note that we'd like to play. Somebody has sent it in. Let's listen to that voice note.
I can't begin to describe how the AIM products have changed my lifestyle. As a busy mom of 2 young children, energy was something that I was always running after. But, alhamdulillah, since you're really being consistent and taking my AIM supplements every day, I just feel fantastic. Waking up early, seeing to the kids and doing work and household chores and everything else is really, it's been made so much easier. It's so amazing to not have that fatigue and to feel tired in the middle of the day, and in the afternoon just feel that horrible slump where you just want to sleep. As a mommy, it's just so amazing to always have energy, to be able to keep up with my children. And I really, truly have the AIM supplements to thank for that. And on that note as well, I really credit the AIM supplements to my children's health. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. My children have been taking AIM since they were little babies. And because of that, the immune systems are very, very strong. Alhamdulillah, we don't go to the doctor at all. They rarely ever get sick, alhamdulillah, and they're strong, vibrant children. So it's so important as mommies to build your children's immune systems from a young age, to keep them healthy, to keep them vibrant, and to keep them going. And I am so thankful to AIM for providing me with that whole food nutrition to keep me and my family going every day.
Wow. That says a lot. Coming from one of your people that have actually taken the AIM product from you. I think it's absolutely phenomenal to hear these types of testimonials and reading some of the testimonials that people have sent in to say what it's done for them. So I think it's absolutely amazing to see what a product like this can do for you. And Razia, are you still on the line?
Bought it only for my husband. Like, I used to buy everything for him, hopefully that this will help him. I never expected the amazing results. And then I decided, no, but I think I need to use it because, we as ladies, we always put ourselves on the back burner. So I started using it. I had no ailments, but the next few days, my energy just soared. And then I just couldn't keep quiet about it. I had to tell my family and my friends and everybody and anybody. Because I couldn't speak. I couldn't lift my hand in school to give an answer. That's how quiet I was. But this was not about selling the product. It was about sharing, about giving hope to others. That here's something that's so easy, so simple. The juicing is done for you. It's power packed and you're going to get results. I literally tell people, inshallah, with dua, in 3 days' time, you're going to get results. And they probably like you skeptical. I mean, this seems a bit far-fetched, but they're so desperate, some people, and they try it. And when I follow up in a few days' time, how's it doing? No, alhamdulillah, definitely I can see the results.
Yes.
And then it's a month, and then it's a 2 months and 2 years. I have people on it that's 5, 6 years on the product and have given up visiting doctors. There's just no need to visit a doctor.
Ouch. Okay. So I read one very amazing testimonial today, or was it yesterday? It said there was a lady that had multiple sclerosis. And she said she went for an MRI and now no new lesion showed up on her MRI due to taking AIM. I think that's phenomenal.
Exactly. And you know what? We haven't gone for an MRI because I think it's just a waste of money. Yeah, you see someone walking, doing things as normal. It was raining a few days and my husband said, we've got quite a big yard. He walks in the yard about 5 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
So I said, why don't you, he said, I can't walk, it's raining. I said, why don't you cycle or go on a trampoline? He says, I do that every day. I cycle, I go on a trampoline and I walk. So I don't watch him. I do my exercise every morning.
Right.
So we need to realize how important exercise is to keep our lungs strong and healthy as well, especially now with COVID. So, I mean, here's a person walking, cycling, going on the trampoline, and he was told 15 years ago, you're going to be in a wheelchair in 3 years' time. When his doctor told me this, I looked at him and I had a problem. Because Allah says in the Quran, for every sickness I have created a cure.
Right.
We just didn't know where the cure was. And there is no one miracle. Even with our products, it's one miracle product. He's taking the garden chill, which is the carrots, the beetroot, the barley. He's taking the peak endurance, which helps you with your vertigo. He's taking a probiotic. We clean our gut out daily. So we're doing everything and we're eating our normal food. So, we eat normal food. Rice, curry, chicken, kalyo, all Indian food.
Yes, but it's the take on it that matters.
Yes, it's also how you cook it, not swimming in sunflower oil.
That's so true. But we seem to have run out of time. I think it was a very inspirational afternoon. People have learned a lot about how important their nutrition is and how important it is during this COVID-19 period to be able to build and boost your immune system prior to our winter coming up. So what message would you like to leave us with this afternoon?
Build your immune system. Take care of your health now because you have one body and it's going to last you a lifetime. Nobody is going to take over your sickness. They can take out any other work they have. You have someone can help you, but not when it comes to your sickness. You alone are going to suffer. So take the time off to invest in your health. Take the time to deal with your stress. Relax a bit. Do some grounding. Do exercise. It's so important. It goes hand in hand with nutrition. Okay. And make dua to Allah for protection. And inshallah, we will be okay.
Ameen. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It was definitely very inspirational. And I'm hoping that everybody reaches out to you to be able to start boosting their immune systems and going the natural, healthy alternative.
Inshallah. Jazakallah for having me, Nafeesa.
Thank you. It was only a pleasure having you on our show. Very inspirational and very educating indeed. You take care and do stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sister Razia Jada giving us a whole take on healthy alternatives and how to boost our immune systems, which is the most important thing during this COVID-19 period. And as she was talking about having a very good gut. So I think that's something that we need to look at is getting our army going, as she was saying, and getting into a different space of changing our health for the better so that it boosts our immune systems and hoping that we stay safe and stay healthy. We're going to go for a quick break. We're going to be with joining a very inspirational gentleman this afternoon who has overcome many challenges. So stay with us.
As winter grips the Northern Hemisphere, refugees, IDPs, and other vulnerable communities are doing all they can to survive. Winter is already the hardest time of year, and in the current global context, this year could be even worse. With your help, the Al-Imdad Foundation is delivering life-saving winter warmth items in 12 countries globally, including Syria, Palestine, Yemen, Kashmir, and Pakistan. So be warm-hearted and sponsor a winter pack at just 600 Rand. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness, and every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and freezer card calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Willowton Group, manufacturers of Sunfoil, Sunshine D, and Delight, supports the Stay Home, Save South Africa campaign and calls for all South Africans to heed the call to help stop the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. Practice social distancing, wash your hands regularly with soap, avoid touching your face, and cough and sneeze into your elbow or into a tissue and throw it away immediately. Together we can beat this. Together we have hope. Visit sacoronavirus.co.za for more information.
DusiMed Medicine Depot Retail Pharmacy and Emergency Medical Depot. Conveniently situated in the DusiMed Medical Center, Corner Burger and Boshoff Street, Pietermaritzburg. We provide safe, affordable and convenient medical facilities. Open till 10 p.m. every day of the year. We have a full-house clinic that operates from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., which is run by a qualified sister. The clinic offers immunization, vaccination, wellness, general consultation, and more. Call DusiMed Medicine Depot on 033 3421 DusiMed Medicine Depot, your pharmacy of choice.
There are an estimate of 153 million orphans worldwide. Change their lives by donating towards our Orphan Kind program. For 750 Rand per month, you can be the reason an orphan smiles. Go on, be Orphan Kind. Visit www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 11 00 573 to find out how you can help save these children's lives. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media, coming to you live from South Africa. Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media, coming to you live from South Africa.
Dangor Show. We're having a very inspirational afternoon talking about emotional intelligence, health, how important our nutrition is with the AIM product. And then we also spoke to Sister Nadia Abrams about the Cockney Legacy Project, talking about people leaving their legacies behind and how important it is to learn from that and try and create our own. But talking about all these types of things, what about the ambition and drive and perseverances that we should have when encountering certain challenges in our lives? And this is the gentleman that has really inspired us this afternoon to be able to bring him onto the show, to entice people to make them understand that they can also overcome their challenges, whether he's taken his challenges and turned it into opportunity. Musa Mota is soaring above his disability and pursuing his dreams despite his circumstances. Now, let me tell you about him. He's a 25-year-old amputee raised in the Vaal in Sebokeng. He was raised by his grandmother and his mother. Musa got diagnosed with cancer, which is known as osteosarcoma, at the age of 11, which started as a pain in the knee. Eventually, what had happened was he went too late because the cancer had gotten into his bone, into the marrow. And it was then where, of course, he got and had to get his leg amputated. And from that type of situation that he was in, this didn't stop him from actually acquiring his goals and reaching his ambitions. So he's joining me this afternoon. A very warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. How are you doing this afternoon, Musa? Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's such a pleasure and honor having you joining us this afternoon.
Thank you very much for the invite. It actually, asking me to come and join and share their story really means a lot.
Reading your story had inspired me in so many directions. To tell myself that, anything is possible if you put your mind down to it. And let's talk through your story. Talk us through what happened to you, about your story, how it started off. I mean, you were pretty young. You were only, 11 years old when your problem started.
Yes, I was 10 years old. And, I was one of those little boys who play soccer. So, that's where everything started, actually, that there's a pain after playing soccer, and then eventually we realized that the knee is going to swell up, and then it was like giving me problems every day, every night. I end up stopping to go to school, and then I started to actually stay at home because of the pain. I couldn't walk properly, and until my mom decided to call an ambulance, and then that's where actually everything started. The journey of hospitals, being sent from one hospital to another, until they found they actually thought of doing the biopsy, and then that's where they found out, okay, you have this. And then after that, that's where actually, they told us this is how we can tackle this, and this is how. And they told us the advantages and disadvantages of it. And then after that, I got treatment for 2 weeks. Told me that I can't continue anymore. But it's not because I can't, but it's a matter of the other options that they need to explore, which is the. And then thought about it, we gave it a thought, and then I came to the decision that what, let's do it. At the end of the day, I need to love, I need to figure out. And then that we did the amputation, and then I finished up my treatment, my therapy, and I finished it up. And everything started. Went to school, back to school, and
Yeah, so you actually opted to go for that amputation because I think you realized that was the better option to go for, because that wasn't going to stop you acquiring what you wanted. How did it make you feel when they told you initially that you're going to be losing your leg? I mean, because that's something that allows you to be mobile. It allows you to do many things that we take, I think, for granted every single day.
I think the whole thing that happened when I still had the leg. So it was a matter of I get rid of it or I enjoy the pain, of which is something that I didn't want to do. So there was a point where I couldn't even feel that this leg is going to. So that's how it was damaged, how much it was damaged. So the amputation was actually one of the possible things that could happen and give me it's a game to regain everything that I've lost, everything that actually I missed, like school and catching up with friends and all that. So it didn't actually give me that the fright, or it didn't traumatize me that now I need to my leg. It was actually like a relief, like, oh, Mr. Cut this leg so that we can continue with this. All I could think about was pain every day. Pain every now and then. I move with experience pain. You do what you love is pain. So getting rid of
it's like holding you back from so many things that you actually wanted to do. this is what it was doing, and it was getting you down. Because the thing is, who wants to live with all that pain and that difficulty?
Lately, So I never actually, thought about what is it gonna be like after my life needs to change. Everything needs to change now. Maybe I have to have new friends and all that. Nah, it was actually like accomplishment. It felt like I achieved something, and I got rid of something that was holding me back, as we say. And yeah.
How difficult was it after the operation and the amputation for you to actually adjust to a different circumstance? I mean, you were so used to having both your feet, although you had the pain. What was it like for you? What sort of experience was it?
And doing a bit of marketing and advertising.
Usually, a lot of people expect me to say it was difficult. A lot of people were doing this, were looking at me, funny and all that. But the true story here is that it's already, prepared. I prepared myself prior to the surgery of amputation. So I actually envisioned everything that was going to happen in future after my amputation. So getting back to life was something that I actually prepared myself for. And actually, getting back to the community, meeting up with friends. It was something that I was looking forward to. So it was not difficult for me really where I left off, because it's a decision that I made. Be like this, and then this is how I need to, go on with it, And again, it's just that it was not about how people look at me or what people say about me now, or when I get to school, the other learners are going to say or look at me, stuff like that. I never thought of that because I knew if I actually give a thought about it, damage was gonna, break me down, But I was fortunate enough to have a family that is supportive, and they gave me a whole lot of options. Like, do you want to change school or you still want to go to the school? Yeah. And I chose to go back to the school I was in, because there are a whole lot of people that I know there and people know me there. It was going to be easy for me to adjust to it. And they know my journey, they know my story, they know what happened. The journey going through years. And I come back, everybody was happy. It's like, hey, you came back, you good, oh my God, stuff like that. So for me, it was overwhelming at some point, but most of the time it was actually a gene because you see people, right now, Musa, we love you and we want to know what happened. We want to know what went down actually, how do you feel? And they actually see that, no, I'm not depressed. I'm not, I'm not feeling ashamed. I'm not actually negative about everything, so
they actually gave you that support that you were looking for, and I think that's what helped you a lot of the way, because going back, you got that warmth and you got the support and you got that added structure where you knew where you're walking in. People are actually there for you, and I think that's what possibly made a big difference in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it's not just the support of your family. I'm talking about your colleagues at school and the type of way they warmed you and welcomed you back into your environment without having to look at you in a different way, saying it's okay. Musa's had this situation. It's something that had come with what had happened to him, but we're going to help him through this. And I think that's what gave you that ambition and that drive to achieve what you want to achieve.
Yeah,
so let's talk about your achievements. I suppose you didn't let that get you down. You just kept going in a very positive way, and you told yourself that you're still going to, of course, go out and create those opportunities and go and find what you actually want in your life, fulfill those purposes that you were looking to do so.
Oh yes. Yeah. I actually, took advantage of who I am, and and everything that happened afterwards was about adjusting. I never wanted. Um, Even now, I still don't want someone to tell me that I can't do it. If you tell me that I can't do it, and you like more fire to it, and then I do more. So
So that actually helps you on to want to do more, and it creates more ambition and more drive in you.
yeah.
It's phenomenal to see that, normally what would happen in a normal case is when a person goes through an amputation, you see a very different individual after that. People are like normally depressed, they're down, they feel as though their mobility is gone. But you've used it in a very different way. And I think this is what's so inspirational about you is your positive way of thinking and overcoming your challenge and telling yourself, besides the support structures that you've had, it's having to tell your mindset that you're going to still achieve and do everything that you want to do prior to the amputation.
Oh yes, yes. We have this support group of amputees, leg amputees mostly. So I get to actually, see that people are actually depressed. A lot of amputees are actually, and I get to ask myself, why are they depressed? But afterwards, I understand, that some of the people they don't have the same mindset that I had. Mind you, I was still a kid back in the days. I believe that if something happened at this time now, happened back then I was going to be depressed because the whole of the things that I have now in life, and when it comes to amputation, there'll be like whole of the things that I need to get rid of, and I need to start over. I think starting over is the biggest thing that you think about. So being an amputee is actually a blessing because you become a local celebrity. Everybody's looking at you.
I think you're an inspiration to many of people, like you were saying, those that have gone through amputations and those that are going through other challenges, and those that are facing other disabilities. To say that you do have that, but it's having to get around it that matters. And having the mindset that you have, I think, is absolutely phenomenal, because what you've done with that is told yourself that this is not going to stop me. I'm going to achieve what I want to. And then I'm going to just bring it up very briefly, is that you then, of course, went to go and do what you always want to do, which was dance. And you've reached many heights, including a genre like ballet, which I think is phenomenal. I mean, being an amputee, you wouldn't be a person that's exposed in an international way. But the point that I'm trying to make is it's your drive and ambition and your positivity and your mindset that has allowed you to achieve all these goals and ambitions that you wanted to achieve prior to this anyway.
Yes, yeah. The strong mindset always, have the power of, achieving everything you want. And again, it's about who you think you are, and not thinking about who, or not thinking about what you are. And again, it's about having to have inspirational words that you live by every day. I have my own slogan. I have words that I live by every day, and I implement them, putting them in practice, and they actually drive me to do it. And again, limiting yourself in your mind. Mind you, the mind is it's very dangerous. The best weapon that you can have. If you tell yourself that you can do this, you can. If you can't, then you won't do it. So it is a matter of breaking the rule impossible. I tell myself every day that I am possible. Everything that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it. It's possible. If a lot of people can do it, then I can do it. And I didn't from the get go. I never got to about being a disabled person. I actually broke down that way. Like, what is this able with somebody who's unable to do other things? I can do for myself. I can do laundry for myself. I can help myself. I can play soccer more than people who have both legs. I can dance more than a lot of people have both legs. I can drive. I can drive a manual car.
Really? That's an achievement. How have you managed to do that?
Apparently it's not something I'm supposed to.
Okay, let's leave it there. But I think that's an achievement. I mean, the thing is, you've done so many things that you would do on a normal day. So I think you're a phenomenal human being, and it's nice to see that when you go into the space where you're with other amputees, you try and create that positive vibe for them, so that they actually can change their mindsets for the better. So it's so nice. You've become actually a role model to them in some way.
Yeah, it happens like that, and meeting me as Musa,
what does it mean for you as Musa, knowing that you're going into that space and you're changing people's mindsets for the better and the way they're looking at their situation, and then they start realizing that they can pursue their dreams if they want to. What does it mean for you?
I'm a believer, so I believe that, God is doing everything. So I trust in Him. I pray every day, like, guide me on this. And then He just do it, So I believe my mindset and my belief is stronger. And again, telling somebody your story actually inspired them. So I actually go there and sometimes I get invited, like, the whole of the amputees here, but they don't live like you. Well, what happened? What is wrong? And then, when you look at when you look at life, then to look at a bigger time frame, instead of looking at on a daily basis, I look at like 10 years. I just zoom it out. And then as we can see, we growing in different environments. And we have systems around, we have people who think different. Other people come from privilege that actually, they think if we say we can't do anything, so they actually shut you down. They're like, no, you can't do this, sit down. We'll take you a wheelchair. You get drawn to that wheelchair for the rest of your life. So what I actually